Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well, to the elder apostles in Connecticut, to the bishops, the preachers, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold, Shalom. To you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Aram Yahawada with the lesson. And it's the BBC News, a fair use, fair use. BBC News, I'm calling for fair use. Not making any money off of this at all. This is just for educational purposes only, dealing with the elect of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom to the elect. And it says, I, Donald Trump, 47th U.S. President sworn in, right? It says U.S. President Donald Trump has been sworn in as the 47th President of the United States of America. That was, I didn't mean to do that, but yeah. Yeah, because that's ultimately what they are. They're really snakes, man. This is United Snakes. But yeah. He then celebrated with his family and Vice President J.D. Vance, right? So this is the thing that's going on today, right? In the time of your was this Martin Luther for Queen, right? Right? He didn't know until so-called the end that he felt like he led his people into a burning house, right? And that's the thing that's about to happen, man. This house is about to burn, right? For your 2024 election, which now it's 2025, and this year is already had a lot of big bangs, fires, all sorts of things occurring, right? So this is Trump was getting basically sworn in today, right, at the inauguration. This is inaugural. Was in general the ceremony, right? And ceremony is like normally a thing that you mention doing a religious practice, right? It's a term that you use as a ceremony, as a religious practice, by which the augurs, right? And that's a word you gotta really pay attention to. The augurs, right, which goes into warlocks, basically performing witchcraft spells, sort of, to augurs obtained or endeavors to obtain, right? They, that's what their hope for, or their initial their plight, that what they're trying to do to obtain the sanction of the what gods, right? And you got think of what kind of gods. You're talking demons and all sorts of things. The devil, right? Pleasing to the devil, to the same thing which has been declared by men in particular. However, it is the ceremony by which things or people we're consecrated, right, which that's another religious term, right, basically saying they're like blessed, right? Consecrated to the gods, right? And then they're consecrated to these demons, man, unto Satan, right? So we know it's about to be some real heavy things that's about to come on the horizon, right? Especially since it's already been the Palisades. You had these things in the Carolinas, right? Um, the chariot sightings everywhere, right? Um, and the chariots are showing up so much in certain places. I believe they said England. I believe they were saying England, right? Which because that's the headquarters of Esau, right? The top place of Esau, besides their military, which is in America, right? Because they're pretty much the finance over there, and America's their muscle, right? As far as Edom, right? And and then the so-called Vatican or whatever is their their religion, right? The religious, which really still actually stems back to witchcraft, right? Goes into seances and conjuring spirits, and that's ultimately what this inaugural is. Seance to conjugate spirits, and it says right, the person or consecrate to the gods if the signs observed by the inaugurating president was thought favorable, the decree of men had to had the sanction of the gods, right? So you're gonna have the approval of basically of the devil, man. And that's ultimately what they did. They said Donald Trump had the approval of the devil to be president, which goes into those elites, right? You have the spiritual demon Satan, but then you actually have the elite, which is also Satan, which Satan just means adversary, right? And what you call the spiritual demon Satan, which really actually works for the Most High. He, they that's their God, so they think, right? But he's telling them what they need to hear based on the Most High's program, whether they know it or not, right? So, so they want to get the approval, the sanction of the gods, and the inaugural was complete. This is William Smith, and this is a dictionary of Greek and Roman antiquity in 1842, which America is basically, um, you know, NATO, EU, and America. But America is basically, even though it's just the military part, the muscle, but they use America as the face of all you know, their controlling things, right? Because America's had that what do you call it? Um, influence, right? But of course, now it's starting to dissipate. It's not there like it used to be. Um, and but it still has things of hope and things that people manipulated and fooled to believe about this place, but all things about your freedoms and everything is about to be done. You're gonna know that this is they're gonna go into these draconian measures, so which goes back into the time of the Greek and the Roman Empire, which this is the second leg of the Roman of the Greco-Roman Empire, which is now Babylon the Great, which is America, Sodom and Egypt and Basra, right? Or the land of Uz, right? As the scriptures say. that is about to be judged. Augur says an ancient Roman functionary whose duty was to observe and to interpret aspinus or reputed natural signs. Well, the natural signs is not good. Supposedly, right? Supposedly the fire was natural, the hurricane, the mudslides, and all the other stuff that's going on in the world, right? The thing that they're accumulating with so-called global warming, which is not a real concept, but hey, if that's what gets you people to bow down, then yeah, right? Signs occurring future events, right? In 1540s, from the Latin augur, a religious, see, so I was telling you, it's actually religious, a religious official in Roman, perhaps divine, originally made an increase in crops, right? Enacted in ritual. See, it's all about spells. This is all a ritual, right? In which case it probably is in old Latin augos, genitive augores, increase, and is related to augury, increase, right? So basically, they're just basically saying that, hey, they're going to have this great abundant future because the devil has blessed the devil, right? The devil, your Lord said unto your Lord that that he's going to be blessed, that Donald J. Trump, which is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, that now there's going to be this blessing according to natural signs. And natural signs, what's been going on and hasn't been good, right? So we got that other word I was talking to you about when we was reading that, about inauguration. So that consecrated, right? Consecrated says of a church or land having been made or declared sacred, right? So what's been declared sacred? Trump's presidency saying they're going to so-called increase, and now it's sanctioned from basically from Satan, right? Going into that being basically like witchcraft, going into worshiping many different gods, right? Because they know where the origin come from, because this place, this is the second leg of Rome, of the Roman Greco Empire. That's why it said it that way, right? Because it's still continuous in the practices that they have from way back, right? As you can see, it has these all that has to do with is basically witchcraft. That's why the Lord called them the Babylonians, the Chaldeans, right? With the witchcraft of iniquity, right? This this is Isaiah chapter 47. I'm gonna start at 10. Isaiah chapter 47 verse 10. Thus has trusted in thy wickedness, and seeing ultimately that's what they're relying on, right? This thing is supposed to so-called give them some type of increase, right? It's supposed to symbolize this increase, and it's supposed to be based on current events. And they're basically see the current events that the Lord has shown. He showed forth the Lord was flexing, by chariots being everywhere, visible in Russia, the UK, America, right? Over in North Korea, South Korea, all over the world. The Lord had multiple chariots, fleets of chariots, what they call UFOs, UAPs, orbs all of a sudden now, or drones, which they're not drones, right? Or they know that the chariots was the one that was actually knocking the drones out of the sky. So, yeah, man. But they trust in what Satan tells them, right? On the left hand side, right? That left-handed energy, right? And they trust in that. That's the thing that they've been doing, right? Thus has said, none seeth me, right? Which goes into the Illuminati, the so-called the shadow government, right? Because that's where they use that, on that left-hand side, worshiping the spiritual demon Satan, calling upon demons, right? Putting up enchantments over your food, over your music, over the movies that you watch, over everything that you do. They put forth that those enchantments, right? Thus, none seeth me, right? The Bilderbergs, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Oppenheimers, the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, right? All those families, right? Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, right? Their knowledge dealing with the what is it called? Science, falsely so called, and also now they're talking about being a technological, right? Right. Their power is now the what's it called? Technocracy, Salakia. That's what they call it. Technocracy, right? So it's no longer going to be democracy. It's going to be technocracy, and these are going to be the things they use to bring down the hammer, so to speak, upon the planet, right? To lock it completely down by being able to GPS every living soul, so they can have even the souls of men, right? It have perverted thee, right? And that's the scripture says, is there anyone more profane or perverted, right? Because profane is like another way of saying perverted. Anyone more perverted or profane as Esau? And this thing has perverted, right? Their imaginations, right? Perverted thee, and thus hast said in thy heart, la'ab, your mind, right? Right? That's where your imagination's at, is in your mind, right? I am, and none else beside me. So look, hey, ain't nothing gonna be able to stop me. Not even what they call God, because God is the God that what do you say? That causes droughts, and we don't care if he calls a drought. We can create water. We can do this. We can do that, right? You know, boast against the poor. Hey, just eat bugs and lentils. You'll have nothing, and be happy. They boast concerning oppression, right? It says, thus saith, therefore, Salakia, shall evil come upon thee, right? And thus shall not know from whence it riseth, right? And that's ultimately what's going to happen. Things are going to happen. These so-called AIs, these autonomous AIs that can learn, right? These things are going to rise up against them. Even some of the scientists, I think a while back ago, he laughed and kind of shrugged it off as like a joke, but he says it's a possibility that that the that the AI could just basically grow smart that it can't be controlled, which you see that in a lot of those movies, right? I don't think they believe it can happen, but the whole thing is it's going to happen because the Most High control things, right? Just like the chariots, what they call UFO, UAPs, will drive by these, nuclear facility plants and cause everything to go off, and they don't know how it did it. And then they couldn't shut it off until the chariot drove right back by, and the chariot allowed them to shut it off, which is the power of Yahweh and his begotten son. Yeah? So there's nothing you can really do. There's no enchantments against Jacob, right? But this is the thing that they're hope for. This is within their la'ab, their mind, right? But they ain't gonna know from where it's coming from. And mischief shall fall upon thee, thus shall not be able to put it off, man. And hey, man, when the race wars and the things get to happening, and they're because they're gonna seem like they're clinching everything, You ever play a game, basketball game or anything like that, and it seems like every shot you make, it's just dropping, everything's going good, everything is like, man, you look at the score, you're about freaking 30, 40 points up, you're like, man, ain't no way we're going to lose this game, right? And then, I don't know, something just happens. You get a couple calls from the ref, couple defensive call, couple of technicals, things like that. It changes the shift, the momentum, and that's ultimately what's going to happen. Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai through his son is going to start coming in and changing the momentum, right, in favor of the elect, right? It says, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thus shall not know, man. And they ain't gonna know from what's going on, man. Especially once the Lord gives the elect that spiritual power, man. I mean, vocab didn't like the idea that the Lord would give you the ability, right? I don't know why he would get mad. Hey, can't you do all things through who the world ignorantly calls JC? Can't you do all things? See, but we the ones who could do all things through Yahweh Shai Mashiach, man. That's what strengthens us, man. Right? Yeah, so I don't know why he would be mad, right? Right? He say he believe in this, but we know these devils don't really truly believe, right? And come upon thee suddenly. Oh, hey man, all these troubles, this desolation, gonna come upon them suddenly, right? Which thus shall not know, right? That's why the Lord said, what now? Stand now with thy enchantment. So as you can see during this inauguration, they're doing all sorts of enchantments, man. All sorts of enchantments, man. Right? That's what they're doing. So that's why the Lord says, stand now in thy enchantments. And what we're at the end of the end, man. Right? They even know it, man. They're at the time that they know they got but a short time. That's why they're going into the 2025 Operation Warp Speed, Operation ID Tag, right? Digital ID, right? Preparing you for the charagma before the year 3030, right? I mean 2030, Salakia. They ain't finna go that long. Salakia, slip of the tongue, but not of the heart, Lord willing, because we don't want to be here that much longer, right? We hoping that this be the year of Esau's desolation and the deliverance of the elect, right? So to continue on, yeah, because they're gonna stand in with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, right? And that's ultimately what this is all about, man. This whole thing with Trump, with the inauguration, and all these different things. They're using their sorceries, right? Their enchantments. Matter of fact, I mean, look what's going on now with all these this so-called deportations, and they putting uh, troops on the border, right? And that's part of enchantments too. Yeah. So even this right here is basically witchcraft, right? Because what's gonna happen is, like all these so-called silly Edomites, man. They think, yeah, get the immigrants out of here, yeah. But what they're not realizing is this is the entering in of the draconial laws, draconial measures, right? This is the entering in of those draconial measures, right? So it says, Trump mass deportation raids in Chicago might start soon. Report says Chicago mass deportation raids threaten in Chicago could start as soon as Tuesday, which is tomorrow, according to a report from the the right, the Wall Street Journal. So like, yeah, I said Washington Herald. I was going to say Washington Herald, but this is not the Washington Herald, right? This is News Nation Immigration, right? News Nation Immigration, which I should have said that from the beginning. And oh yeah, fair use also. Yeah, not making any money, anything. It's all for educational purposes only, and and people are allegedly, warlocks and devil worshippers, allegedly, right? It says President-elect Trump and President-elect Donald Trump and his incoming border czar Tom Homan have threatened to begin the raids in Chicago in the leading up to the new administration. According to the Wall Street Journal, 4 people familiar with planning said on the day after Trump's inauguration, right, which just be Tuesday, which, yeah, today's Monday, right? Inauguration, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, will send between 100 and 200 officers for the operations, right? So, but what this is, you're thinking, yeah, I believe, what was that? I seen something. Oh, I seen something right here. Oh, right here. The dude's making comments, which is kind of funny. It says he don't care about breaking up He don't care about breaking up homes. He he's been married 3 times, right? That's pretty funny. But you're making fun or making light of something that's a very serious thing about breaking up these families and them actually bringing in their military. But you think it's not going to be about you. But I keep referring to back to that uh, the Will Smith movie, Enemy of the State. According to the government, every U.S. citizen is technically an enemy of the state, whether you know it or not, right? And that's you, uh, Baptist, Christian, so-called white man, or whatever you are, whether you're Baptist, Methodist, or whatever, or Lutheran, or wherever you think you are, because you think you love Lily, so-called white, which really is red, a Edomite who you think is the Messiah, which is not. That is far from the truth, right? Right. So those are all. This is all an illusion in itself. Will they deport some people? Maybe, yeah. But you know how much money it actually takes to deport people? It's just, and you're talking about a country that's 200, 300, maybe $400 trillion in debt. Hey, right? Yeah, so this is Reuters, right? Fair use, not making any money, right? This is Trump to authorities deployment of U.S. troops, right? Type of military, or might even just be, what you call that, a National Guard or whatever. But some type of troops, right? And then it says to the border, Fox reports, right, by Reuters on January 20th, 2025, which is the same day he got so-called inaugurated, which goes into what something that is religious, and it's religious towards what gods, many gods, not just one, which goes into them a worship of demons, right? Allegedly, right? This is the Washington, January 20th, Reuters. President-elect Donald Trump will sign 11 border-related exclusive orders, including one authority. I'm sorry to remember. The authorities, not authority. I'm authoring the deployment, or authorizing, right? Authority authorizing the deployment of U.S. troops to the border. Fox News reporter said in a post on X Monday. Other orders will designate certain international cartels. Oh, yeah, see? Criminal organizations, and what, that big T word, right? Groups. So that's what I'm saying. It's all a trap, because guess what? Every U.S. citizen is technically that T word, right? Right, because that's why it's called the Departments of Homeland Security Defense finished construction on the border wall and deployed personnel to control the border. The reporter said, sensing details three of the orders that Fox obtained. Right, so I guess they obtained some information, and their reporter, and then these other people are reporting what they reported. But I mean, but this is what's in the so-called mainstream media, right? Which is really witchcraft, because you think, oh, they're gonna be after, but they've been telling you for a long time. Go back to the enemy of the state, and it's not just you. They've been, and matter of fact, not long ago they finally admitted your phone listens to you. Anything you do, you got these smart TV. They all record. This. You're in a deep fake. You're in a deep sleep, and you're not knowing that your own government has already declared you. When I have things recording you, figuring out where you're at, what you buy, what you eat, I'm tracking you, all these different things. What am I doing? I'm bringing up intel. That's what you do before you finna attack an enemy, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go back right here. This is Isaiah chapter 47. I'm starting at 12 again, right at the top. Again, stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thus has labored, right? And that's what they're doing. This is a lot of laboring what they're doing. And then they're putting different factions in different places. And it's kind of like the whole throwing the spaghetti against the wall to see what sticks. But you know what's even better than throwing it to one wall? What if you throw it to all the walls? What if you get a freaking a machine that can spin it and throw it as fast as it can, all at one time, and it can hit all four walls? Somebody's gonna get entrapped. Someone's gonna get hurt. People are gonna die, and ultimately, people are going to what is it called? They're gonna cry uncle, right? Right? Uncle Sam is gonna make you cry uncle, so that you get the charagma, right? That you bow down to the system, right? Yeah, that's where they're going, right? That's where it's coming to, because that's what they're doing. They've been laboring this since their youth, man. Right? The whole thing with the children, right? You can go back to what's that Stonehenge? If you go to that Stonehenge, what's that in Greece or whatever it's at? They've been doing that thing that they do in Hollywood with the children and all the other stuff. But go to that Stonehenge, you dig that up, it's got a lot of children's bones. They've been doing this forever. This is things they've been doing since their youth. This is part of that inaugural, that basically the witchcraft and all these different things that they do. And if so be, thus shall be able, right? And this is the Lord, being, facetious, right? Right? The Lord is, like in a sense, mocking them. Oh, you got it? Oh, you good? You got all your so-called your technology, your technocracy. You good? All right. So then, if that's the case, if it be possible, so shall be able. So if thus shall be able to profit, right? So if you're able to be successful in this, have at it. Do your thing. Stand in all the things you've been doing since your youth. Obviously, you think you're gonna be successful at this, right? If so be, thus may it prevail, right? So, hey, man, if so, maybe you'll prevail. Maybe something, maybe some I don't know what happened, right? With the Lord knows everything, right? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai knows everything, but maybe you could even fool the Lord. right? Maybe you could surprise Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? Thus are weary in the multitude of thy counsel. See, so obviously you can't fool the Lord because he sees what you're doing. This is why you're doing all these different things all at one time. Oh, let's put the border thing. Let's put them over here. Let's have this going on over here. Man, you're throwing so many things at one time because you have to do a rush job, right? And if you when you rush anything, it never turns out the right way. And never bake a cake. Rush baking a cake. Right? It's not going to turn out right, and that's ultimately what he's doing, right? But the Lord said, "Hey, look, this is what you're doing. You want to put Elon Musk? You're shooting rockets into outer space, and all this other stuff. Thus are weary in the multitude of thy counsels, right? Let the astrologers, right? See, hey, let's talk to Elon. Yeah, you're just shooting your thing. Hey, you know about the astrology, the stars, and hey, when you're going into outer space, let's hook up with Elon. Okay, so Bill Gates, you're a billionaire, and you know all these other things. Let's hook up with you so we could do the Mac scenes, right? The Icky Vickies, right? You know about the Icky Vickies. Okay, let's do that. Let's get the CDC. Let's get the World Economic Forum. Let's get the World Health. Let's get the UN. Right? You just all these different, because it's the multitude of your councils, man. Right? Says the stargazers and the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee. Right? Now, hey, you're trying to keep your, the blessing. You're like, wait a minute, Lord, I'm the firstborn. I was supposed to have it all. Jacob, isn't he rightly called Yaquab? He's rightly called Yaquab. He tricked me these 2 times. I got it now. I got my technocracy. I got these guns, this military. I got these missiles, and I got these laser beams. I got this thing, and even the other governments are so-called with them. Because Ronald Reagan said, if there's something that comes out from the sky, from outer space, who's coming from outer space? Yahweh Shai, right? We're going to get together, band together, which that's 2nd Esdras 13. You're going to band together and fight against the Lord, man. Right? He didn't say that by accident. Right? So it says, to save thee from the things that shall come upon thee. Which, that's why I said, do something that I don't know what's going to, you know what I'm saying? Surprise me. Right? You know what I'm saying? Behold, they shall be as stubble. See, and then ultimately the ICBM missiles are going to happen. This place is going to be wiped out. Your military is going to be stubble. No, ain't going to be nothing but dust and a smell of smoke going up, right? The stink of the carcasses. That's it. It's the only thing that's happening, right? The fire shall burn them, right? The ICBM missiles and the nuke and from the chariots, because the Lord says he's going to send a blast to those ones, the military in the Middle East, and the missiles are going to blast them over here in America and melt the elements with fervent heat over here, and the Lord's going to melt the military with the blasting of the sparks and the tempests from the chariots, man, with your laser beams, concentrated fire, man, right? Something hotter than the sun, right? Something you're not gonna bounce back from, right? Just like them ICBM missiles hitting this place right here, right? And gonna be stubble Behold, which means feast your eyes, look, pay attention. They shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not be delivered, right? You're not going to get saved. So the Lord's letting you know, hey, get it out. It ain't going to happen, right? They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flames, like, yeah. There shall not be able, there shall not be a coal to warm, which means it's gonna burn so much that there ain't gonna be nothing else left to burn, right? To warm at, right? Say if you were cold, I need something to grab me something so I can burn it, so I can warm up. The Lord said it's gonna be burnt so far beyond that it ain't gonna be nothing left to even burn. Right? To warm at, nor fire to set before it, right? Which in the firefighters they have a thing where they do a fight and fire with fire. I forgot the name of it, but it's a name that they call it though. But basically, you burn the brush that where the fire is going to look like it's going to head that way. You burn it so when it gets there, it doesn't burn that and then jump further. And then you know what I mean? You kind of basically contain it. You know what I mean? You kind of contain it. It's like a way of basically say fighting fire with fire, but you're not going to be able to do that. It's good. Hey, the Lord is going to just, hey. So this is a place that has its own demise, man. So yeah, so this is Isaiah chapter 19 verse 3. And the spirit of Egypt, right, which is America, Babylon the Great, right? It's also known as spiritually Egypt, right? Because this is a place of our bondage, right? For the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and then now even you so-called um, Edomites and these other nations, right? Who are debt slaves, but mostly you so-called regular Americans, right? You're all debt slaves, which basically makes you, um, you know, into that bondage of Egypt, right? As debt slaves, right? Which that's where the charagma is about to come in at, right? This digital ID, right, is going to take effect, right? It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail, right? The so-called the money system, all these different things, the hope that you have and Donald J. Trump is gonna fail. You know, all the things that you thought about America, the American dream, the white picket fence, all that's gonna fail. You thought you were better than Jake. You thought you were better than the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and you're gonna realize this was all because these are the men. These are the sons of the living power. That where we were said that it was said that we were not the sons of the living power. It will be it will be known. It will be evident that we are the sons of the living power. Right? It's going to be said. Right? But the said meaning it's going to be evident. Right? When brothers are walking around with spiritual powers, right, healing people, right, floating, levitating. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother said, taking military tanks and throwing them about 3 or 4 blocks and you're gonna know who the Most High is with, man, right? And it's just gonna make your whole hopes and aspirations when you realize you've worked your whole life and this whole thing is it failed. It failed you. Democracy failed you. Your own Edomite counterparts, they failed you. From the elite, from the Bilderbergs, DuPonts, the Gettys, the Oppenheimers, unto your regular uh, Clintons, which are basically Rockefellers, right? All the way to your, uh, um, you know, your average everyday uh, Congress police officer. They're all gonna fail you, right? In the midst thereof, and I will destroy the council. See, because they're weary in the council, but this council, you can see the Lord's doing things because people could see the whole thing with the was it Oahu, the fires in Hawaii, the fires in the Palisades, the I guess they what was they fire uranium. They found some type of expensive metal in South Carolina or North Carolina. Can't remember what Carolina, but over there somewhere, and they wiped it. All of a sudden, there was some type of mudslides, earthquake, something that basically moved the people out of the way, which that's what they wanted. They wanted to mine there anyway, and just so happened, I believe Kamala's husband owns the mining company, right? All these things, these uncoincidental accidents that somehow you're invested in the thing that's actually happening, but hey, you have nothing to do with that. It's just a coincidence, right? But people are finding out coincidences are um, theories, right? you know, these, you know, and theories could be real or fake, right? Think, so allegedly, right? It says the weary to destroy. And the Lord said, yeah. Another one said they're weary in their counsel, and the Lord said, I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek the idols and to the charmers. See, going into that witchcraft, they're gonna seek to try to get saved. Like I said, that's why they're going into all these different things. Elon and what was the Bill Gates and going into this and that and medicine and what can we do? What can we throw more at the people, right? To them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards, right? See, going right into that the inauguration, all this witchcraft, and right, and they know they got but a short time to bring in that the charagma on the full scale level. It says, and the Egyptians, right, which are you Americans, will I give over unto a cruel Lord, which would be your guy Donald J. Trump, man, the one you're all hopeful for. Which that's where all that's gonna fail. That's where the spirit of Egypt is gonna fail. You're gonna go, oh, they were. He's the oligarchy. Trump's the oligarchy that Biden was talking about. Biden is the oligarchy that Biden was talking about, right? Obama, Clinton, what's his name? Young Bush, older Bush. They're all family. They're all cousins. They're all related. They're the oligarchy, right along with the Bilderbergs, the DuPonts, the Gettys, man. Wow. And this place is so much gross darkness. You didn't know that. A 12-year-old girl found out that all the presidents are related. And you people still ran out and vote and was ready to fight and shoot and kill your own fellow so-called American over a voting that allegedly works, right? Right, but they're gonna no longer have a democracy. It's gonna be technocracy, and that's what's coming to take over. And it says you're gonna have a cruel. Is this give you into the hands of a cruel lord, right? Which Donald J. Trump is gonna be cruel to the so-called American people, you Egyptians, and a fierce king shall rule over them, right? Going into the draconian measures, saith the Lord, right? Which Yahweh, right? Our Lord said to my Lord, right? But says, my Lord said unto my Lord, but says the Lord, right? Because that's a small thing, you know. It's but the Lord and Yahweh, right? So yeah, you know, Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai of hosts, right? Yeah. So this is Revelations 11:8, and their dead bodies, right? Which is speaking about the Israelites, right? Their you know, not actual bodies, but their you know, the condition of their mind is dead, right? Not knowing that they were the Israelites, right? Because it said in Deuteronomy, it says that they should put a yoke up upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee, right? And which that destroy goes into um, you not knowing your your identity, not knowing where you come from, not knowing that you're part of a royal lineage that goes back to not just a lineage as far as on earth, right? You know, but unto heaven, right? Yasha Allah, right? He, Prince of Power, or Prince of God, right? And it says, and their dead bodies shall lay in the streets of the great city, which that great city is what? Babylon, right? The daughter of Babylon, that great city, which is spiritually, so that's connecting this with Babylon. America is spiritually Babylon, but it's also spiritually Egypt, and it's also spiritually what? Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. So Babylon, Sodom, and Egypt, all three are synonymous with this place, right? The spirit of it, and this place that we live, and Egypt, where our Lord was crucified, right? When he didn't die, it was he didn't get crucified here, right? He got crucified 2,000 years ago, right? In Jerusalem, or outside the city, technically, right? On Mount Calvary, right? Right, the skull, right? The place called the skull. I forgot how they, but basically, it's a place of the skull, right? But but he was X'd out here, right? You gave him a completely polar opposite look. Long hair, which the Apostle Paul said, long hair it's a shame for a man to have long hair, right? So you gave him long hair. In the Leviticus 13, it tells you about you know, about pale skin. If you see pale flesh, then it's unclean, right? And if you're a leopard, you're basically unclean as a leopard, right? You have to be outside of the congregation, which you know, you people are you know, are Edomites, right? Clean leopards, but you're outside of the congregation. You're a profane person. You're outside the temple. You're profane, right? So you would not make the Lord that. So that's why they X'd him out, right? Right. So this is Psalms 137 and 7. Remember, O Yahweh, the the sons, should say sons of Edom, right? The self-proclaimed so-called white man, right? Esau is Edom, right? In the day of Jerusalem, right? When we're when the elect is sealed, right? It's time for judgment. It's time to remember, right? Who said race it, even to the foundation thereof. Who said to just completely wipe out every Israelite, right? In that time, you know, against the Babylonians, right? Which was only still Judah, Benjamin, and Levi that was there, so you wouldn't have been able to wipe out all the Israelites anyway. But you did want to get rid of the Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which you were partakers in Babylon. You actually helped Babylon capture us. That's why the Lord calls you now, O daughter of Babylon. See, which proved that that's who you are. Edom is the daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. And see, and that's ultimately what's coming. You're going to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee, right? To get his lick back, right? Was it Digital Underground? Used to have a song called "You Hit Me and I Hit You Back," right? And that's ultimately what we've been taught, especially in the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community, right? You cannot hit someone and not expect to get hit back. That should be a natural reaction. Like, what the fuck? You hit, bow, and you hit him back. Like, what the, like, bro, don't touch me. Don't put your hands on me. But Esau figured he could just be the bully and he could just hit you, and then he's appalled that you would ever think about that you could think about defending yourself, right? But now the shoe is going to be on the other foot, so to speak, right? One of those you know, weird terminologies which kind of don't make sense, but you know, but that's what they say, right? You know, the tables. How about that? I like that one. The tables are turning. Yeah, I like that though. That makes sense, right? The table is going to turn upon you, and says, "Rewarded thee as thus has served us." Right? When servant goes into what? Slavery. Serve means slavery. So just like you are at your job, every person is a servant at their job. And then being that they put you in these debt situations, you're a debt slave on top of it, right? But happy shall he be, right? The elect of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Because what you played circus games where you threw baseballs at our babies, right? Right. Hey, so when we're able to repay you, the recompense tribulation to those who troubled us, man, you got to be happy, right? But just to prove that you are Edom is the daughter of Babylon. This is Isaiah chapter 47 and 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, which is talking about Edom. So when you see this, you know it's talking about Edom, right? It's talking about the Edomites. Esau is Edom, the self-proclaimed so-called white man. It is Edom, right? And the reason why I'm saying virgin, because what? America has never been, have any full-out war or attacks upon it, right? Everything else, the attacks that it has had were self-inflicted. It was all, you know, what do they call that? It was controlled opposition, so to speak, right? Right. So, one of those, you know, false flag events, so to speak, allegedly, right? Allegedly false flag events, but this time you're about to lose. You're about to lose your virginity in a major way, right? Come sit on the dust, right? What's dust mean? Confusion, man. Right? The Lord says you're going to be weary in your counsel, right? Your counsel shall come to naught. It shall fail, right? And that dust is going to be confusion. Old virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, right? Going into what? That witchcraft, right? Esau goes into witchcraft, right? For thus shall no more be called tender and delicate. So you're not gonna be called that golden city no more. You're not that prize city that everybody loves and admire, and they can't wait to go see America. I want to see America, right? Because at one point in time, man, this was a place to go, it was a place to be, to come and lick up the wounds of the Israelites and get rich off of our condition in the ghettos, the vadios, and the reservations. But that is coming to an abrupt end. Take the millstone and grind the mill, right? Which is going to go into what the famine, right? Whether man-made or self-inflicted, or however you want to say it, or actual, you know, of the power, the hand of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. However you slice it and dice it, this is what the Lord said is going to happen. Uncover the locks, so all these things, right, are slowly starting to be revealed, right? They are slowly starting to be revealed, and people see they see it a little bit. You know how you can see, like, dang, something's, is something different about you. Something different about you. Is it your hair? You know what I'm saying? No, everything's fine. Everything's good. I'm fine. The chick be like, no, everything's, trying to cover it all up, right? Now make bare the thigh. Wait, what is that? Is it? Is something? Is that? What's wrong with your thigh? Oh no, nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. Trying to cover it all up, and this is what they're trying to sell you in America. No, everything. Yeah, we have a little financial thing, but we can get it all back. We can do these things. We can make America great again. Let's put up Donald J. Trump. Let's let him so-called be the hero to TikTok, and let's do all these different things. And hey, but uncover the thigh. Oh shit! Is that cellulite? What is this? Oh, is that some stinky vagina over here? What is going on over here? Right? You're starting to see these things, and you like, man, this chick ain't what I thought. I thought this was top of the line chick right here at first. But things are starting to be revealed. This was a top notch country at one point in time. Now you got potholes, buildings, and then even their own, alleged direct energy weapons that's, allegedly, you know, that's causing a lot of homelessness, right? It says, pass over the rivers, thy nakedness shall be seen. And seeing pretty soon that the draconian laws, the measures, they're just going to just come out and just and be that cruel Lord to you. And they're just going to be naked. Thy nakedness shall be seen. And once it's already seen, it's all over. And thy nakedness shall be seen. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. So like thy nakedness shall be uncovered. I'm talking about seen, but yeah, once it's uncovered, you can see it. So like I'm jumping ahead. And thy shame shall be seen. That's what I meant to say. Salakia. And I will take vengeance, right? See, and that's, oh, man, we can't wait till that happen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. And that's Yahweh Shai, man. Coming in his angelic form. And that's the time that we cannot wait to come. That's the deliverance of the elect of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. That's the elect of, that's the deliverance of the Israelites. And then the Israelites come in many shades of brown. And yes, some look white. Some look like so-called Asian people, right? Some Israelites look like all the nations, but primarily what? They're many shades of brown from the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. So with all that, I'm going to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakal Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. The other apostles in Connecticut, to the bishops, the preachers, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom, to you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence, and a Bible ball, Kwam Yasharallah.